Hello everyone, Linda Israel here, and on this Monday I had to be at our shop to work, so I'm recording this on Saturday so that I can have it pre-done for you guys to enjoy. So here's what I've got. I found in my stash where someone had given me this notebook that had paper in it. It's from Punch Studios. It had ruled notebook papers, and they had started to decorate the inside cover, and it has a magnetic closure. So my thought was, why not find some of my papers and put that inside? So I'm going to set this aside. I found this piece of paper, and I think it would be a pretty pocket on the back. So I'm going to set this aside for a moment. I have some papers here, and I wanted to start with these papers are from the All About Robins kit. So these were printed papers, and I forgot to check before recording this video. I know this is a digital download. It says that it is a subscription. If you download these, you will not renew the subscription. What will happen is I'll get an email notification. I'll go in and I'll change your end date and no future payments. But there is a digital download. I do not know if I have any of the printed kits left. But this is one of the pages. Here's another. I went ahead and folded them in half. And when I checked, they may not be perfectly fit, but I thought they fit well enough that if I were to put them in the cover, they might stick out the top just a little bit. But really, it looks like it fits pretty good. And I'm not going to worry about trimming it. That's part of it being a junk journal. So there's a few of those in here. And then the person that gave me this gave a few pages. So this was some paper that they had included. And I don't know if they had started to cover some papers. It kind of matches. So I don't know if they had covered this, because it looks like some scrapbook paper that they had put, and then they cut it apart. So I thought, well, maybe I'll figure out a way to use it. And then I've got a digital gel print that I made. I believe that's available on my shop as well. I've got some book pages slash a sheet music. And then this was a mop-up paper. So let me get organized here. Oh, and I have a basket full of things we can use to decorate the pages. Okay, so I've got a few papers here. This was a mop-up paper, or the paper that was underneath when I stenciled onto some pieces of cardstock, and I did the same over here. And I thought this would be a pretty page just to add into the journal. So I'm going to fold that in half, and I'm looking at it to see if I want to stamp a couple of things. So let me grab some stamps. How is everybody? Y'all having a great week? I've had a busy week. Our printer at the shop was malfunctioning, so I was having some issues there, but we're getting it repaired on Monday, and that's why I'm not live. I decided to do this as a recorded video for y'all to enjoy. And hopefully, while this video is being aired, I will be in the chat, because they had just finished repairing my printer. That's what I'm hoping. All right, so I've got here the leaves and berries. I'm going to stamp this a couple of times. Maybe coming from, what do I want to do? I'll come from the top, so we'll kind of stamp it here. I think that looks good. And I think I'll stamp it down here in the corner. So it still gives us writing space, but adds a little bit of a pattern or something on here. Put that away. Got the spring songbird that I want to use next. And I'm thinking of, I guess I'll put it down here in this corner. Yeah, that'll work. And I've got the bunny and flower duo, but I think I just want the bunny. I think it'll be cute to stamp over here. Yeah. Okay, now I think that page is good enough for now, because what I want to do is, after I put the journal together, is come back and add any embellishments or handmade ephemera, that kind of stuff. I have here a sheet music, All I Ask of You, from the Phantom of the Opera, and on this side is just the listing of all the songs that are in the book, so I need to trim this. And I'm just going to use the existing fold as the guide. Probably make a little bit of an adjustment. And I'm going to cut it just shy of 8.5 inches. And then I'll cut it at 5.5 inches, maybe a little bit shorter. And then that way we've got the music here, and then I've got plain papers there. I had this music, or this paper here, and I'm trying to decide if I want to just cover the whole back or if I want to use a partial piece. And I'm thinking maybe what I'll do is use part of it. So I'm going to cut it at 4.25 inches, and I'll score about 1/2 inch. Get that straight. And I'll fold over this top portion where I scored. And what if I were to attach this as a pocket across the page? And then we'll add something else up here. All right, so that'll go there. So let me find something to put at the top. And I'm thinking I have some scrapbook paper that I've been wanting to use, so let me go grab that. I've got this ultimate scrapbook stack that apparently was purchased for around $7.47. I did not buy this. I had a friend who contacted me that her mother was moving and that she had all this excess stuff that she couldn't take to her new place. And I ended up with a bunch of her leftover bits that were going to be thrown away. So I'm just kind of thumbing through here to see if I find something that I'm like, ooh, that's the one. Well, as I was selecting the paper from my paper pad, my computer locked up, so you didn't get to see the whole video. But basically what I did was I glued down a piece at the top portion, made it about 5.5 inches, since this was originally cut at 4.25 with the edge folded over. Then I've gone around the outside edge with a little bit of some distress ink. And then I haven't done anything to the backside. I'm going to leave it plain for now. So I will go ahead and fold this in half and set it aside so it can be used in my journal, keeping it relatively simple. All right, so I've got a couple more book pages here. So I think I will trim these down to fit into my journal. And then I think I will find some papers that we can use some stencils upon to make some pattern papers. I'm cutting this down to just fit inside my 8.5 by 11 papers. This is a dictionary. The other one was a page out of a Bible. So I'm just going to put those in there just as they are. We'll decorate those once I put the journal together. I have the subscription box pieces, and this was one of the 2 stencils that came in the All About Robins subscription box. And I have this pretty pink paper. Let's see if there's anything else in here that I might want to use. Let's use, I like this stencil. All right, I think what I want to do is get some white paper, and I'm going to put on my gloves because I'm going to get out some distress oxides, and let's do some stenciling onto our paper. I'm looking at the colors that were used. Looks like we have some pinks and blues, a little bit of some yellow. I'm going to just lay this to the side as inspiration. I've got amber, fossilized amber. I've got picked raspberry, and I've got ocean. All right, so I'm just going to grab my various brushes. All right, just kind of loading up my brushes just a little bit with color. And I think I need a couple of scrap papers so I don't get distress oxide ink all over my table just in case, because I can get messy. All right, so let's grab, let's see. If I do the yellow first and then the blue, that might be a good idea. So I'm just going to find a few different spots and color there. And then let's do the blue. And then let's come back in with the pink. I'm just grabbing different colors and moving it around. Well, let's see what it looks like. I think that turns out pretty cool. That's a nice variety of color. I think what I also want to do is change up a little bit of the background so it's not quite so white. So let's see what I want to use. I have speckled egg distress oxide. So let's see what happens if I kind of just add some color. Just kind of making it a little bit grungy. And I've got some tattered angels here. So I have Out to Sea. It's a pale blue. So I'm shaking it up because there's mica in the bottom. This was from my Out to Sea collection. So if you have a different shade of a light blue tattered angels, that would be good. I think that looks good. It kind of gives it a little bit more depth and it's not just stark white. I am going to flip it over and then just lightly spray the backside. And I've got a pink. This was from the Wild and Free subscription box kit. I don't know if this was the actual Wild and Free or if this was the add-on. So I'm just going to spritz a couple of it on the back. Not a lot. Okay, I think that looks good. I'll set this aside to dry and we'll work on something else. I have the Feeding Frenzy stencil and I'm going to put that over some of this pink and let's spray that background. You know, pink on pink looks pretty good, so I'm going to try that. And I have the blue sitting out here still, so I'm just going to grab it. And a plain sheet of paper to mop up. And I might as well spray the backside just a little bit. That's the mop up page. And then there's the pink paper. I'll go ahead and flip this over. And do I want to stencil the backside with the same pattern? Yeah, I'm going to do it. I'm going to do the same pattern on the other side. I'm just pressing the paper so that it picks up all that tattered angels that's on top of the stencil. And then here is the second print. And I may like the second print a little better because it's lighter. I think there was some other tattered angels or distress oxide that was on that stencil. So here's the other side. So we've got a pattern on both sides of our papers. All right, set the side to dry and then we'll move on. I've picked out these two pieces that came with the journal and what I want to do is clean up this edge. So I'm going to place it in my paper trimmer and trim those down. I'm going to trim off the tops a little bit. Then I want to attach these together, so I'm going to look at them and see which is the better way to attach them. So maybe like that or like this. Oh, let's do it this way. I'm going to trim this one up just a little bit. I've got some washi tape here that looks like music. I think that's what I'll use. I'll just put it down the middle on both sides. Now remember, when you're using washi tape, don't stretch it. And you know, while I'm at it, I may put down a little bit of glue because sometimes washi tape will peel up. So I'm just going to put a little bit of glue. Now it shifted on me. Come on now, behave. And I'll turn it over and do the same thing on the other side. And I'll just use my scissors to trim off the excess washi tape. Okay, that'll work. So I'm going to set this aside. I've got my other pages set over here to the side. Now what I want to do is finish off the inside of here. I don't know if I want to cover this inside or not. I have a little piece of fabric that I found that has a hem on it. But what I might do is I think I need to put some paper inside here to kind of cover this piece up. So let me find some book page. I've got a piece of book page. I've folded it in half, and then I'm going to trim it down. And I think I'll mark how tall I want it to be. I want it to come just within the inside here. Actually, I want to do it differently. I want more text. There we go. That'll be better. You won't really see it that much under the fabric, but you might see a little bit of it. So that's why I'm going ahead and cutting off the non-printed area. So if I were to put that in the middle, that kind of covers my gap just a little bit. And I'm okay if it covers this part up. I'm going to add something else on this side. All right, so first I'm going to glue this together, and then I'm going to glue it down inside here. I may cut it down just a little bit. Okay, I think that'll work. So I'm just going to apply some glue here on the inside and glue this piece down. All right, I think that looks a lot better. So now what I want to do is look at this piece. I think I want to fold this over and maybe even fold over the other side just to cover the paper down the middle. I think that would be kind of pretty to put right in there. So I'm going to cut this a little bit longer than necessary. Getting my handy dandy fabric scissors. Using up these scraps. I think this was given to me. I don't know if this was from a quilting project or a curtain or who knows what. All right. So first thing, I want to fold this edge over, and I'll probably put a couple of dots of glue to help hold it. And then I'm going to line it up and then fold it over at the top, or bottom, I guess, in this case. And then I want to fold this edge over or cut it. I'm looking. I'm seeing what I need to do. Just kind of creasing that fabric so I know how far over to cut from it. So I'm just going to cut a little bit of this excess off. I was trying not to use my sewing machine on this, because right now I just have black thread in there, and I didn't think the black thread would really go with what we've got going on here. So this piece would cover my book page in the middle. And it's going to be mostly covered up with the signature that we put inside, but I wanted it to look a little better than what it did before. So I think that'll work. Clean up my trash. I think I'm going to use the beacon glue to put this down. So I'm going to put a generous amount of this beacon glue, if I can get it to come out of the bottle. There it goes. I had to get the little glue booger off the end. And lay this on here. Oh, good. I'm glad I put the book page below there, because you can kind of see it through the fabric. That'll work. I may put a little glue along this edge. Got that part glued. And I don't want to bend the spine just yet, so what I'm going to do next is work on whatever this pocket might be. And this was just a scrap of paper that was given to me, and I thought that foil was kind of pretty. So I'm going to turn it over and mark where I want to cut it. About right there, I think. And I'll cut this piece off, and then let's add some distress inks to the edges. I can't tell if this is... Alright, this must be the right side up, so I'm going to put it this way and add that on the back there. It kind of blends in with the other, but I like the colors, so we're going to use it. I was going to cover that up, but I think I'm going to leave it since it came with the journal. I was worried that when I did the spine that I'd end up covering up too much of it, but I think it'll work. All right, let's see. Okay, good. I can move the spine around. It seems to be functioning the way that it should. All right, so I've got these pages that are going to be my signature, so I'll put them in order. I was looking through my stash while I was waiting on those pages to dry, and this was a painted, what is this? This is Tattered Angels sprayed and stamped on tissue, and then you use a glue that's been watered down and you coat the whole thing while it's laying on a piece of plastic. This side was attached to the plastic, so that's why it's shiny, and then this side is where it air dried. Then I found some music page. Here's our pocket page. Here's the page I stenciled. Here's some of the printed papers. I think that would be a good for the first page, so I think I want that one first. Then I've got my stencil pages, and then the page that came with the journal. And I think I'll put this in the center. I don't know if I'll put a pocket on it or if I'll just leave it the way it is. I may put pockets on this side and just leave that because it's kind of pretty and it matches the outside. So I'm going to set that there. I kind of like to lay out my pages the way that I think I'm going to put them together. So I'm going to grab, for example, a printed page, and maybe let's do this book page. One of my stencil papers, and then let's do let's do this page, that pink, and then maybe one of the printed papers, one of the stencil papers. Let's go this one next. Rearranging just a little bit. All right, so I like to kind of go back and look at it again. So I've got the printed page, a book page, one of the mop-up papers. Okay, the pink on the pink, I think I'm going to change that. So let's move this around. So if I were to put this behind, that would look better, I think. Now, do I want to keep this page here? I think I want to move this one. Let's put it here. Okay, I think that works. All right, so now what I need to do is get out my bookbinding tools. And I want to make sure that my pages didn't shift from where I wanted them, top to bottom. They're not crooked. I think that works. Just go to the center, and then I want to line these up with the cover. And since these book pages are almost identical to the size of the cover height, I'm just trying to make sure that they're flush and in the center, which they are not, so I gotta fix that. Get it right in the center. Okay, I'm just kind of making sure that it's right in the center, flush on the top and the bottom. And now I'm going to lay my template for punching the holes in here. Again, making sure I've got it in the center. I'll use my craft pick to punch the holes. I'm going to use wax on and thread, do a pamphlet stitch. 1, 2, and 3. Cut that. thread my needle, and then we'll bind these together. And then I can spend some time decorating the inside pages. I think it has shifted on me a little bit. Trying to keep it all straight and push the needle through. Can take a little bit of finagling. Just take your time. All right, so I want to make sure that I don't have any slack in my thread on the outside. There's not twisted or knotted up. And then we're just going to make a pamphlet or a square knot and tie this off. Put the needle away. All right, so there is the journal cover and the pages in there. So now we can take some time to add some embellishments to the inside. I got out a few embellishments. These are from the All About Robins kit, some little bits and pieces, and then I've got a basket full of some items over here to the side. So my thought was we just kind of flip through here and take a look. So for example, on this book page, there isn't a pocket, nor is there any writing space, but I have this little notepad here. I don't know if that would be kind of cute to put on the page and maybe cover up the St. Jude's little emblem. Like, for example, I've got this little circle that could go over that. And it's just kind of a cute little embellishment to put on the page. I'm going to add some distress inks to the edges of that. And maybe we'll look for some scraps. Oh, I've got this little scrap that I used earlier. I'm just trying to see what would look better. Maybe something like that. Oh, and I have these book pages, images. I don't think that goes there, but I think we need something else. Oh, I know. Y'all are always saying, use a doily, Linda, use a doily. So look here. What if we were to layer this? I'm going to not use this piece, but I think I want to change the color of that doily before I put it down. I think that would look good there. All right, so let's change the color of this. So what color should I make the doily? I've got a kind of a teal color. I think that might be good. I'm just getting a pair of gloves on so that I don't get tattered angels all over my fingers. I reuse my gloves until they get a hole in them, so they've got paint stains on them. All right, so I've got my little spray box, and I'm just going to lay this in here and shake up my tattered angels. Okay, and then let's spray that. That'll be good. Dry it a little bit. I think that will look really good behind there. What do you think? All right, let me take my gloves off. And I think we need to put some distress inks on the edges of that. On the edges of the doily. I have out here the Henna Rose stamp. I think I want to stamp it across the corner. So I'm just going to ink it up with my jet black archival ink. I'll kind of rotate my page a little bit. And then when we put this down, it kind of peeks out from behind. I think that's a good layering. All right, let's glue this down. So I'm going to get my, I think I need to add more water to that little bottle because the glue is so thick, it doesn't want to come out of that tip. I'm just going to use my finger to kind of help spread out that glue to be thinner. Let's see. Do I want to make any other changes before I glue that down? I could not glue it all the way down. And you know what? I have more of these, so I'm going to get a couple of them. And let's see how that looks. If I glue the top portion, and then you can at least flip and write on the bottom pages. I think that might work. Okay, let's add some distress inks to the other pages that I just added to this pile. My mother-in-law gets mail from St. Jude all the time asking for donations. And when they ask for donations, they always include a little gift. And it's usually a little notepad of paper like this, just little papers. Maybe a pen. Sometimes she'll get a tote, like for shopping, a shopping tote. So it just kind of depends. And whenever she gets these things, she has so many, she passes them along to me. So I try to use them when I can. Like at Christmas time, she'll get something. She got a peacock one a while back. I used part of that when I was working on my peacock journals. Okay, I think that would work. And then we have multiple papers. That'll work. Okay, so I'm going to glue this down across the top. Kind of center it. And then we'll use the embellishment from the kit to kind of cover up the St. Jude's. And I found my box of, I had these words that I've made forever. So let's do, what do we want? How about inspire? I got a bunch of these that say inspire. Do we want to put it at the top? Yeah, I think the top would be good. That'll work. All right, then we flip this page over. We could add a pocket over here. I saw something that I made. Let's do this one. So I've got this little scrap of like scrapbook paper, and I thought maybe that would look good down here. And then I have part of the Musical Botanica kit. This is one of the mini pages, and I thought that would be pretty. Just kind of sticking that inside the pocket there, maybe right in the middle. Yeah, let's do that. And then I'll look in my ephemera fussy cut pieces and put one of those down. Hopefully I didn't get too low. All right, let's see what's in here. I have this butterfly. I have this one. I hate to cover up that paper though. Let's see what else is in here. I have this little bird. Maybe we can do that. And this would go here. Oh, wait. I have these book page ones. That might look kind of cute on there. Maybe if I back it with another piece of paper. Let's see what I got in my scraps. I have kind of a dark pinky piece here. I do it this way. And then put that over the top. That makes it stand out just a little bit. Let's trim this one down. Probably right about there. It was a book page that got sprayed with Tattered Angel's Glimmer Mist. That'll work. So if I were to put this piece right here, and then this goes behind, and maybe a little word over there. Let's put some distress inks around those pieces. And I saw something that was in my stash. She who leaves a trail of glitter is never forgotten. These are little Jelly Bean Studios. Looks like they were normally $2.99, and I got, either I paid for them or somebody gave them to me for 99 cents. Is that too big to go? Well, see, that covers it up. I don't want to cover up that pretty paper too much. So let's see what else we've got here. Oh, how about this? This one, Choose to Shine. That'll work. Okay. Whenever I was doing some collaging with some book pages, I noticed that the edges of this dictionary had little images in it. So I saved a couple of them when I saw them. I just like the little pinned ink drawings. I guess you call it ink drawing because there's no color. Okay, let's do that. Looks like I think it was at a Treg Tregpan. I don't know. I don't have my right glasses on for reading. I have my glasses on for crafting. As I've gotten older, I have different pairs of glasses that I wear depending on the task that I am working on. Okay, I think that'll work. I'm just putting glue on the bottom half since I don't want to glue it to the other area of my page. And then we'll just put choose to shine. I have a little scrap. Do we want to put that? Yeah, I think that'll work. Let's add some more distress inks to that little piece. I'm using up all the scraps. Why not? And we can still see some of that pretty paper behind. Okay, that looks good. Now, how about if we did this? She who leaves a trail of glitter is never forgotten. And I have a little piece of this fabric over here to the side that was left over from when I cut off the spine. So I'm going to try to see if I can poke it through. Where's my little pokey tool? Here's one. Yeah, something like that. Do I want to put that there, or I'm going to put it on this side. I'm going to add some distress inks to the edges of that. And then I'll glue it down. I'll glue the little fabric into place here. And then we need some glitter, right? So I've got some of that dimensional glitter paint. Here we go. And what if I just kind of... You won't be able to see it on camera, but there'll just be a little shine of glitter. And I'll hit that with my heat tool so it'll dry, so I can move on. Oh yeah, that'll be cute. Just a little bit of glitter. All right, so this has got an embellishment of some sort. I don't think we need anything on there. I'm going to leave the sheet music playing for now. Let's add a little something up here. I've got the... Oh, wait, we've got this one. That's the little robin. Maybe if I put it like that, and I thought I saw a little card that I could use. Let's see if this will fit. It would fit if I put gussets on there. So let me see what else I've got. Oh, I've got these little tags. This will work better. All right, let's do that. These were some more of that same paper that I used on the pocket on the back of this journal that were given to me. And I've had them. I've stuck them to the side. And as I've been cleaning and rearranging, I've been trying to consolidate everything. And I saw them again. I thought, well, maybe that'll be the perfect time to use them in this journal. All right, so these will go here. So I'm just going to reverse this paper clip and kind of paper clip it for now because I want to move forward. We may put a word phrase on here. How about this? I see one that says thoughts. So I want to put it here. I don't want to cover that up. Maybe like that. I use my scraps of paper. In this case, this was one where the printer didn't print correctly. So I just flipped it over and stamped on the other side. All right, so that'll go there. We don't have anything over here. I did see... This was some more paper that when I can't remember what I was making, but I cut off the excess, and I thought these would make great little pockets to put in my journal. So I'm going to put one here. Could also become a bookmark if you wanted. And then I've got a few little cards, like that could go in here. I want to have this tag. This is follow your heart. So that would go in there. So I don't want to put it in there yet. Let's see if we can find something to go on top of the pocket. How about adventure? That'll work. All right, so those will go there. Flip this over. Let me see what I have in my little tear off notepads again. This one's kind of different. Let's see, is it too tall? I guess I could cut off part of it. And then let's see what I've got for like a scrap of paper to put beside that. I have a piece of napkin that was glued to a book page. You know, I kind of like that. Just adding it onto the page like that. I think that's kind of pretty. All right, so let's add some distress inks to that. I'm starting to get a mess here on my table. I get all these things out and they're all over the place. I'm trying to put everything back to where it belongs. I think that'll work. And then I think this piece, I need to trim the top and fold it over. Let's just fold it over. But I need to mark where I want to put it. And then trim off the excess. And then we'll add some distress inks to this piece. All right, so do we want to go all the way to the edge? And then this will go over the top. I think that'll work. That fills that whole page in. Just kind of lining it up with the edge. And then press it into place. And this piece will go on the side. I don't know where this came from either. I think it's another one of those things that somebody gave me a gift package, and I've had it for years and years and years, and I found it. It's like, okay, I need to use this stuff. Again, trying to consolidate everything where I can find it so I can use it. It's kind of becoming helpful. I had a tendency there for a while that I would just kind of package things up and put it away, but they weren't all together. So I have now a little basket over here to the side where it has a bunch of these little tear off notepad papers. How about this little egg image in the corner there? I'll make it, well, I did it wrong. So I was going to make it a text spot, so I'm going to flip it over to here. All right, let's put it on this side. It kind of matches the background better anyway. I'm trying to alternate where I put things on the page. Oh yeah, I forgot I had these. Let's see what else I have. I've got some little flowers. And somewhere I have little leaves. Oh, and I even have little postage stamps that I made a while back. So what if we did like a little leaf and one of these little flowers? Now, which color? I think that yellow kind of stands out. So let's do a yellow one. These are just stamped images that I watercolored. maybe in the corner, like that. And then I fussy cut them out. So it's one of those projects that I just sit down and I stamp a whole bunch of them, and then I'll grab my watercolors and watercolor them all in. And then I'll go to when I'm in the living room with Henry watching television, I'll sit and fussy cut a bunch of the images. And then I have them to use without having to stop in the middle of working. There is beauty in simplicity. So do I want to put it there? Across the bottom. I'll put it across the bottom. I like the way this stencil page turned out. You can still write on it. It just has pretty color in it. All right, so we did both sides with a little something. Again, we have a little tuck spot there that we could put a little something something if we want. I don't want to put anything in there yet because I don't want it to get glued shut. All right, so we got a pocket here. I was going to do this. So I was inspired by, I don't know what I did with it. Is it in here? Here it is. And I may go ahead and put this in here too. This was a little notepad I made a while back, but I was inspired by this from Norella of Calico Collage. I believe this is part of her, I just forgot the name of it. Not the Apothecary Journal. There's one that's, Amarillo Rose. I think it was in the Amarillo Rose. And I liked the way the butterfly was at the top and then there was lines below. So my thought was, let me get this out of the way. I got out a piece of some coffee dyed paper and I have the rubber stamp, which is the Ulysses butterfly that I made. So you can use any butterfly, but my thought was I would stamp this at the top and then I made a mask. So this was a sticky note and then I added a little bit of the Zig two-way glue. So now it's sticky all the way down. And then I would stamp over it with the flourished border lines, just the line portion to put lines below. And then get a little scrap of paper. All right, so first I'm going to stamp the butterfly. All right, so I'm going to turn this to where I can see it. So I'm going to come closer to me and stamp it at the top. Okay, you want to make sure you stamp firmly and let the ink transfer. So that is transferred. It's a textured piece of paper, so it's got a textured look to the image. And then I'm going to line up the mask that I made out of a sticky note to put over the top of the image. Then I'm going to ink up just the lines, not the border. And again, I'm going to turn it around so I can see where I want to start. And so I'm going to stamp across the page. And then I may be a little crooked, but that's okay. Line it up. There. And then we peel off our sticky note. Save that for later. And then I'm going to use my scissors to trim just a little bit around the image. Like that. Now, if you want, you could go ahead and color in the image. I think I'm just going to add Distress Inks for today and then stick it in my pocket. So if you don't have the line stamp that I have, maybe you have a different stamp that you could just stamp repeatedly until you get all the lines that you want. But I thought that looked kind of cute. So it's not exactly the same as hers, but the concept is what I thought was kind of cool. All right, so that's going to go. We'll just put it in this pocket here. I may swap this. I'll put it on the other side. Where is it? Here it is. Okay. Just a little something in there. And then let's find an image. I can't tell if that's the right side up. Sometimes these flowers, you don't know. I think it's that way. I thought that would look kind of neat. Put on top of there so you have a little bit of writing space. And it could be an additional tuck spot. So pockets on pockets. Put it like that. I'm keeping this relatively simple. All right, so here's another page that is just the sheet music. I don't know if I want to add something to it or not. I'm going to look real fast to see if I've got a little image. I've got this. This says Dream. Maybe if I put some distress inks on there and then just kind of place it in the middle. I guess it paid off for all those many years that I would buy and receive little notepads, because I'm using them a little bit more now than I have in the years past. All right, let's glue this down. And we can leave room in case there's other things that you want to add. Just kind of put it at the top here. Okay, got the All About Robins. All right, we got this page. About this peacock. This was from the thank you card that came in the kit. Now, do I want to add to make that a tuck spot or just glue it down? I think I'm just going to glue it down right around the whole thing. I'm trying to use all these little pieces, and I'm realizing that I'm missing out on the little words. Oh, that fell right there, so we're going to use it. Love. I love the things that Norella added to this kit when she made it for me. I'm going to go back and see. Okay, we didn't put anything over here. How about Journey? Maybe at the top? That'll work. Or I could put it over here. Let's put it at the top over here. That way there's a little something on the opposite page. All right, keep going. I'm going to go to the back and come forward and see what else I need. Oh yeah, I need something in this pocket. And I might as well use this card that inspired me. So I'm going to put it over to one side. And then we've got that here. What else do I have? Oh yeah. I got this out. I don't know where I want to use it yet, but it was a little journal embellishment, ephemera, whatever you want to call this. Everybody has their own, ephemera is authentic items that are vintage. Or I feel that ephemera is anything you want it to be. It's embellishments, ephemera, whatever. Okay, so what if we put it in a pocket or a belly band? How about a belly band? I've got this little strip that Norella made, and I can put it across here. Or I've got another one of these pink pieces. That would be rather bulky in there. I may change this around. Let's see if this will fit. It doesn't really fit. Let's put it over here. Where's that book page? All right, let's get another strip of paper, and then we'll put this as a belly band. So I need another little strip, a little bit wider than that. I just found this little piece of paper here. Oh, it's barely wider. But that might be just what it needs, just a little bit of a border, because without it and with it, I'm going to go with it. Let's add some distress inks, and I think I need to trim it to fit on my page. I'm going to flip it over. Make sure it's even. I'll cut it just a little bit shorter. Okay. And we'll cut this to be the same. This is just a text weight, but this is cardstock, so I figured that the cardstock piece would be thick enough. I think that looks pretty good. And we'll glue that in the middle and let that sit for a moment while we move on to something else. All right, so this is going to go under that belly band on that page. And let's put Cherish here by our little bunny. And I saw this little notepad paper that was laying here to the side. They're starting to get chunky. Add a little distress inks to the edges. And I'm going to glue it just across the top, because you never know. You may want to hide something underneath. And then I see the word dream, so I'm going to put that at the top. Okay. Gives us a little something. This is going to go here. Right. I'm thinking maybe up there. This little robin that's part of the ephemera that comes in the All About Robin kit. Didn't put anything on the music, so I'm just going to leave it. How about, let's look in here. I see a little butterfly. Postage, faux postage. Put that in the corner. What else do we have that can go? I have another one of these little pieces that Norella made. Maybe I'll put it in the middle there. We have another little robin. What if we put it in the corner down below? And I think we need a little more color on this page. So let me see what I have in my scraps again. I don't know, maybe something like that. I could glue this on and then also make this a pocket. I think that's what I'll do. I'm going to trim this. I'm going to mark it. Where did my pen go? So I'm going to mark it here to make it shorter than the page. I want to score just a smidge down the edge here. All right, bone folder, where'd you just go? There it is. Since it's text white paper, it's kind of thin. So I'm just going to fold this over. And I'll add a little glue to help keep that closed. And then I'll add some distress ink and attach it to the page, and then that'll be a pocket. I may not put anything in it right now, but there's a pocket. I do see something I could put in there that I made a while back. And then my thought was I'd go ahead and glue this piece on the side here. So you have a little bit of writing, and then you have the pocket behind. So I don't know if I should make that a text spot. We could put, I don't know if I have one left, because I may have used, oh, here's another one. If we put this on top of there. So I'm going to glue this as a text spot. I'm just laying it upside down where I want it. That way I don't glue too far to the side here. Okay. Stay! And then I'll glue this down across here. And I had this journal card that I made a while back, and I stenciled and stamped, and I thought maybe, yeah, that'll fit right in there. Let's add some distress inks to this piece. And I just saw this scrap. And I may cut it, but I've got this little book page that I saved. And I have this pink piece. So what if we were to kind of layer that? All right, let's cut this piece down. I'm just using up all the pieces. I think that'll work. So if I take this piece and this piece and this piece and kind of layer them all together, now I've got a little pretty tag that kind of matches what we've been working on. Again, this was another tag I think that was given to me, so I'm just trying to use up all these pieces. And it makes it very eclectic when you can grab pieces that people have sent to you that may not match the papers you already have. They're a little bit different than something that you have, but you only have one or two of, or one of even. And so it really gives it that feel that this was a journal that was made from all kinds of bits and bobs that you had hanging around. Yeah, that looks cute. So then this will go right here. All right, we're cooking now. All right, let's put something over here. I think this is too big. I could cut off the green frame and then it would fit on the page if I cut the sides off. That's what I'll do. I'll just cut the sides off. I think, oops, I just dropped something. I'll get it later. I think this was stationery. It's really thin. Stationery that was given to me, and I've had it for a long time. So now that will fit on the page. Now what I could do is, do I want to glue it back on top? I think I could get away with that. And that makes it a little bit smaller. I left some of the edge here. I think I'm going to do that. I'm just going to glue it down. So I'm going to glue it back on top. Come on, glue. And then we'll go around the whole thing with some distress ink and then glue it down on our page. All right, make sure I got it going the right direction. Right up to the edge. You could hardly tell that I cut it off. And because I put it back together, I don't have a scrap that I would throw away or try to save. And then we'll put that here. I think that'll look good. All right, let's add some distress inks to this. And then we'll glue that. And you can see the book page below because that's how thin this paper was. But that's okay. I think I'll just put glue on the outside edge here. I like it. All right, we don't have anything on here, so let's look in my little, maybe this one. I think that'll work. And we'll put the word beautiful? Maybe beside it? Yeah. Okay, I've already spent about an hour and a half on this project. So when I edit it, I'll edit out as much as I can. And it'll probably end up being like 30 minutes long. Okay. Maybe this butterfly could go here to the side. Yeah. We're getting chunky, little chunky monkey. Let's see what I have in here that might work. I have a different butterfly. I have a dragonfly. So, dragonfly, butterfly. I think I'm going to put the dragonfly on there. I have this paper that was scraps left over. Looks like little flowers. And I thought that would be kind of cute just to tuck right there. I think I'm going to leave this one plain. Alright, so we got this page. Let's put, got another little image. We can put up here. I have the word free that needs distress inks added to it, so do that. I think I'm going to put it right here. Because wild birds are free. They can do whatever they want. Or die, right? Because if they don't eat, they're not going to live very long. There we go. Make sure that's glued down. Alright, I don't think I've done anything on either side of this page. What do I have? Oh, this was kind of cool. So years ago, I used to make all kinds of framed artwork that I would sell. And so I would die cut or fussy cut out of aluminum cans. I thought I saw a scrap earlier. I may have thrown it away. Here it is. So an aluminum can that I cut apart. And then I would emboss it with my embossing plate. So this is textured. And then I would cut, oh, that one didn't get glued very well. I would glue it and paint it. I'm going to use my Gem Tack glue. And then I could use it in artwork. Add a little bit more glue on there. So what if we stuck this little birdie on our page? Maybe at the top? I don't know. I'm going to put his wing back on. I was just thinking of gluing him on the page. So I'm going to use the beacon glue. Maybe. I don't know. I got a little bit of that Gem Tack seeping out. This is one of those things you have to kind of hold in place for a moment. You could put something heavy over it. I've got an acrylic block here, so I'll lay that on there for a moment. While I look at this side, I put that over there. Didn't put anything on that side. I still have some of these little words left. So, enchanting, maybe in the corner. I think I need a little something up there. And I saw, oh, here's some more different flowers. Now, which one would work? I got that pink or that pink. Or I have yellow again. Let's do the yellow again. I liked it on the other page. And here is some more greenery. Now, do we want to put it like here? I think it'll look cute in that corner. So I'm going to glue down the leaves first. And then I'll glue down the little flower. Again, there's some more of those stamped flowers that I use my watercolors on. I think it's not moving, so we're going to leave that. Let's go on this side. I didn't put anything over here yet. What else do I have here? Oh, I have this really big rose. I think that would look pretty right there. And I'll make it kind of a tuck spot pocket. Something tall and skinny can go in it. Oh yeah, I forgot. I got these stickers out. I don't know what they're Anna Griffin stickers. And I don't know if this was something that I purchased or if it was given to me. Oh, look at these little stickers. That looks like a robin. Okay, so they're all the same. All right, so let's just get this one and get it out of the packaging. It's kind of a thicker cardstock. So what if we were to put that? I'm going to put it over here or right here. Let's put it here. That looks good. I used one. All right, I'll put it back in the envelope later. How about Daydream? I think that'll work beside there. All right, I think we're at the point now that I'll flip back through, and anywhere that I'm missing something, we'll add it in. All right, so we're at the back at the beginning. We've got these pieces. All right, let's go ahead and put these in the pocket. Put these in the pocket. I don't have anything on that side, so how about adorable, it says? Or how about, what is this? Joy. That'll work. Just adding some glue and stick this down. This could have a little something put under there. Have another one of these little folded cards. I think that works. Dream. You know what I may do is I've got just a few little pieces left. I've got this. I wonder if it'll fit. I've got a little envelope that I was starting to make. Maybe I'll make that and paper clip it to the journal. It goes in there. Nice variety of stuff. This will go in here. Okay. And then there's the back. All right, let's make this real fast. So it's something I started a while back. I had a little piece of scrapbook paper left over on my desk. And I thought, well, could I make a quick little pocket out of a book page and a scrap? So I took a book page and just cut it to be a little bit larger, but then would have gussets across the top and the bottom. So I'm going to cut these corners and then glue this together. I'm going to glue down this top edge. Close this up. Whoop! Almost lost it. Okay, get rid of the trash. All right, so now I'm going to take this piece and glue it. Oh, I should have put some distress inks on this part because we'll see it. Now I'm going to glue this to the inside of this scrapbook paper. And I just basically made it a little bit larger. I didn't really measure per se. As you can see, it's a little bit shorter on the sides. It'll work just fine. And then my thought was to put this thing on here so that this kind of flips under it like that. So it closes it, becomes a self-closure. And I'm not going to put anything on that side. So we'll glue this down. And How about Destiny is Calling? We'll just put that across the bottom there. So then this will flip up like that. And now we have a little envelope. And I'm going to put some of these scraps in here if they'll fit. They do. I'm just grabbing, this is a little scrap that was on my desk. There's another little scrap. If this one will fit, I have to fold it, so I'm going to fold it. And then we can put that in the journal. So I'm trying to get everything off my desk now. So where do I want to put this? Maybe, let's put it here. Let's get I got this yellow paper clip. Let's see if this will fit. Kind of hold it in place. That looks good. And then this closes up. Look at that! I didn't put any charms on there. I don't know if I will. Maybe I should. I'm going to take a break for a moment and get out my charms and see about putting that together. Alright, I found a few beads and charms. So I'm going to just add those to the strings in the middle here. So I'm trying to thread these on. Come on now. I can't see, so I need another pair of glasses so I can see. There we go. And I found this bird cage that I thought would be kind of cute. And I want to put it kind of at the bottom a little bit. So I'm using more of the length of my wax linen thread here. Tie this a few times. Alrighty, now I'll cut this piece off. We have the beads there, and then we'll do the other side. Can't see these holes. There we go. Now that I got my glasses on, I can see how dirty my hands are. It's time to clean them. Okay. And then on the other side, I found this little bitty bird charm. So I'm just going to tie that in. And I wanted it to be a little bit higher up. So it's like the bird is flying above the cage. Alright, I think I got that pretty well secured in there. There we go. Alright. Oh, I know what I didn't do. I didn't sign the back of the journal here. So let's get my stamp on this journal made by. We'll put it right up here. Go. Get my pen. And this was August the 10th, 2024. All right. So quickly, there is the outside. I did not make any changes to the outside because that was what this little notebook was. You can see how thick it is. And then we open it up, and I'll quickly do a walkthrough. This page was already done by whoever it was that sent me this journal because I do not remember. This is the All About Robins kit. And then I made this little flip note area on the Bible page. And then added a pocket here. Stamped a stencil page. This was a technique I did a while back. I like how this has come together. I didn't put any strings on the top of these tags. I might do that at another time, or I may just leave them the way that they are. And then this is one of Norella's images that was a domino size, but I enlarged it when I printed it. And then this was out of a catalog for flowers, and I cut them apart and made them into little tags. Then that strip of napkin that was glued to a book page, and then this was another one of those tear off notepads. Stenciling done over here, rubber stamping. Add a little tuck spot there. This paper was given to me. Added that, and then stamping that today. I hope you liked what I've done today, and that it gives you an idea of looking at what you already have, seeing how you can use it to add it to your journal, like the soda can. I just thought that was kind of cute. Adding the charms in the middle. And this same paper is what was used out here. So I don't know if this was scrapbook paper or if that was pages that came with the journal that she tore apart. I don't know, but I liked it. This is a little tuck spot there. I didn't put anything in it yet. A sticker that I put on there. And this is one of those projects you just could keep going and going and going. You could keep adding to it. That little page there. I think that turned out pretty cute by cutting off the edges and putting them back on there. And then the pocket here. Let me know in the comments below what was your favorite part about today. And if you have suggestions of what you would like to see in the future, do let me know. I'll be live next week. I think I'm going to do an eclectic journal next week. I don't know what, I'm going to grab. I've just got so many things that have been stacking up, like this journal cover that I've had for a long time that I haven't used because I've been on theme doing some stuff. So we'll see what we come up with next week. I forgot to say what the size of this journal was earlier. So the cover is about 6 by 8.5, and the spine is almost 1 inch on here. Alright, everybody, thank you so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video today as a live premiere. I'll be live again next week doing some eclectic journaling. Don't know what we're going to make yet. If you have any comments or questions, please let me know. Give this video a thumbs up, share it with your friends, and again, comment below about what your favorite part of today was. See you around. Have an amazing week. Do something fun, do something creative, and always be kind, because you never know what someone is going through. And who knows, maybe your act of kindness may make their day that much better. All right, everybody, take care. Love you lots. Bye.